Hey guys, so I just really quickly want to say thank you to everybody who has recently subscribed to me. And I especially thank Emily Noel83 for shouting me out on Twitter about my drawing video I did of her. You don't even know how much that meant to me. And I just really appreciate all you guys who saw that video and liked my personality and liked me enough to subscribe to me. I mean, I've been doing this for like almost 3 years now, and overnight I've almost doubled my subscribers just because of her. So like I said, I really appreciate her doing that for me. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy my videos. I will keep trying to make videos informative and fun to watch for you guys. And yeah, so thank you. So today I'm going to be doing a review on something really, really special, and that is the new MAC Duo palettes. They just came out with these, so let me just get in the video and show you what I think about them. So this is what they look like, and I will just compare that to one of the original MAC palettes. So here's the original and here's the new one. The original was a little taller, but obviously the Duo is about 3 times maybe, or twice as wide as the old one. But you obviously, this is a dual-sided one, so yeah. So this is what it looks like inside. Obviously yours will be empty, but it's just basically each side is empty, and then there is a little clear little thing right here. Okay, so basically they come empty like this. One of these is $25, and then you can buy inserts to go in, and they have a 15 eyeshadow insert, a 6 blush insert, a 12 well insert, and a 24 well insert. And those well inserts are the ones where you can like press in like lipsticks or cream foundations or concealers and stuff like that if you're like a freelance makeup artist or something like that. Also, if you've ever had the MAC, the newer quads that have the newer design with the clear top, you'll know that they have like that magnetic close, and these also have like a magnetic close. So there's little magnets in there somewhere that help keep it closed. And then it has like the matte finish on the outside. First of all, I want to say that I really love this concept because I like to be able to have so many of my eyeshadows at one time. The one thing I didn't like about the original MAC palettes was I would have, 15 colors in here, and I would see those, and then to see my other ones, I would have to open another palette, and then I would have to kind of search through to find all my neutral colors if I wanted to do a neutral look. And then most of the time, I wouldn't use a lot of my eyeshadows because it would just be a hassle to have to look through the palettes every single time to try to find what I was looking for. So I like this because now I'm able to put, like, this palette is my neutral one. Every single one of my neutral eyeshadows fits in here in one place. So I don't have to kind of sacrifice and find the 15 eyeshadows I use most and put them all in a palette and just use them. I can now see like every single one of them at one time, so I can really kind of, be able to find what I'm looking for. And I really like that because, I didn't like that about the last ones. Another thing I like about these that I didn't like about these old palettes was, so in these older palettes, you can take out the inserts, but what happens is you get like these little broken like edges right here from when the plastic breaks off, because it wasn't made for that to come out in the old ones. And also this one's been in here for a while, so it doesn't seem to do it as much, but this little metal sheet at the bottom, which is what holds what the eyeshadows kind of stick to or magnetize to, it would fall out. So this one is made so that the bottom is a metal pan and it's magnetized, and like you don't have to put anything in there to be able to use this, and the little metal bottom stays in, it doesn't fall out. So I really like that about this. And a lot of people, like, I watched a couple of reviews of this, no one really seemed to kind of make it apparent to everybody, because I think this would be my #1 question asked. You can, like I said, and as you can see, you can use these without the inserts, and the shadows don't fall out because they're magnetized to the back. I need to put that out there because that seemed to be like one of the last things people talked about, or they didn't even tell you that at all. Anyways, so another thing I'm completely obsessed with about these is every single one of my eyeshadows fits in these two, and that includes all of my MAC eyeshadows and all of my Makeup Geek eyeshadows, okay? So they all fit in these two palettes. Now it used to be that all those shadows I had, I would have to put, and this is where they were before. So it went from me having to have this many palettes to store these eyeshadows to that. So that's like a big deal for me. I mean, that's a lot of space saved. All right, so here is my one palette, and this is more of my colors. And it has, you know, blues, some reds and oranges, all my purples, and then my blacks and grays. One thing I will say about this that can be problematic is that if you were to accidentally drop this, I'm telling you right now, every single one of these would come off the back for sure, and you'd have to rearrange them and hope that none of them broke. Also, it seems like the pans I have that have the original magnets that came with them, like when you buy them from the pan, those ones don't stick as well as the ones that I put magnetic tape on. Basically, I just bought a big roll of magnetic tape from Home Depot and then cut it up and stuck them on to the backs of the ones that didn't have magnets on already. You for sure need some kind of magnet on these. In my old palettes like this, or the ones I had wells in, I could get away with putting them in here without a magnet on the back and they would stay. And because they're very like narrow and there wasn't a lot of room up here, even if they fell out, they wouldn't fall out far enough to actually start sliding right on the top of here because there wasn't enough room. These wells, like the insides of this, is really deep. So if the shadows fall out, they'll be able to move around and fall around. So that's one thing you need to be aware of. I might actually end up putting these new magnets even on the backs of ones that already have magnets from when you buy them at Mac like that, just to be sure that they don't fall out sometime. So each side of this can fit exactly 23 MAC eyeshadows. There is enough space over here that you think you might be able to fit one, but it's just small enough to where you can't get another one right here. So altogether, you can fit 23 MAC sized eyeshadows in here, and you can fit 8 blushes. So 8 of their blushes, if you depot them or buy them separately, you can fit 8 of these. So I took out a couple of my eyeshadows over on this side just to show you. I have a mineralized blush here. And one thing I didn't like about this is when you put a mineralized blush in the palette can't close all the way. And whether it's, you know, there or even like when you put it, if you put it at the top, it wouldn't close all the way. So you kind of just left with an open palette. I like this because the wells are so deep that you can actually depot your mineralized products and stick them in there. And it is tall enough that they will still close and you'll be able to close it all the way. So I will most likely be getting another one of these to put to make a blush palette, and that way I'll be able to fit 16 blushes in here. I don't have that many to, you know, I have 8 depotted ones and then the rest are kind of in little containers. But, you know, this way I'll be able to, you know, broaden my collection even more, even though I don't need to, and be able to actually fit all the different kinds of blushes in the palette. I also like this divider here. It's a little difficult to like get your finger under there to actually get it open. But once you do, it's a good thing to have, because say I wanted to make a blush palette and I wanted to do powder blushes here, but cream blushes over here, you'd be able to do that in the same palette without the powders ruining the cream blushes. So that's a really good feature of this that I really like that feature about it, because it'll really come in handy if you want to do something that has cream and powder. The same as if you wanted to do maybe depotted pressed powders on one side and then get one of those 12 well things to press cream foundations in. If you were maybe a makeup artist and you wanted to be able to have both in one palette, so it'd be a little easier to carry. So that's also a great feature of this palette. So overall, when you think about it, $25 does seem like a lot for one palette, but you need to think about the fact that this is basically 2 palettes in one. So one plain palette from MAC, which basically looks kind of like this, like they're new, where they have this same square packaging, but then they have like a clear lid on top. One of those costs $18. One of those costs $18, and this is $25. So you're saving money by buying one of these, because if you wanted to buy 2 of the regular palettes, it would be what, like $36, and this $25. So you're saving like $11 by buying this instead of the one-sided palette. So all in all, I think these are a great palette. I think they're a great option. If you're not liking the kind of amount of room it takes to store a lot of these palettes, and if you want something a little bit of a better quality than those old ones, I think these are a fantastic option, and I'm absolutely in love with these, if you can't tell already. So yeah, so that is my review. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, please leave them below, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you next time. Bye.